What's up, everyone? It's Doug the Dog Guy. I'm here with my new friend, Emily Simons. She is the owner of Snoot to Tail in Orange County, California. She has a really awesome story for us today. I'm so excited to get to talk to you. Thank you for joining us, Emily.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, this is our sixth episode. I almost said seven. We're not quite there yet. This is our sixth episode of Pet Sitter Stories. Um, I know you have a very interesting story. I can't wait to
I
hear about
do.
it. But before we get into your story, tell me a little bit about your business and what you do.
hmm Yeah, so I've been dog walking and pet sitting since 2016. And in the last couple years, I also added wedding day pet care to my services. So that's where I take care of people's pets at their weddings. I walk them down the aisle, look after them during
Wow.
cocktail hour, help with pictures, that sort of stuff. So it's been a really fun journey.
That's really amazing. I was just looking
Thank
at your
you.
website. I love seeing all the wedding attendant services you offer.
Thank you.
Before we get into your story, I want to ask, like, how did you get into the wedding niche?
So I actually saw another company that was doing those type of services, and I just thought, how cool is that? Like, I could do that, something to be involved in. So that's how I got started with that.
That's awesome. How long have you been doing that?
Just a few years.
That's awesome. But you've been in this since 2016, so we've been
Yeah,
doing this
yeah.
almost the same time. I started in
Okay, awesome.
2014.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, definitely. Definitely been a
Yeah.
lot of fun. I feel really blessed. So
Me too. Me too. Awesome. Well, to everyone watching at home, like I said, this is our episode 6 of Pet Sitter Stories. If you have a story that you would like to share here on my channel, please shoot me an email at doug@badtothebonepetcare.com with a few bullet points about who you are and what you would like to share. My real goal with having you guys come onto the channel to share these stories is to show everyone that we are not alone as pet sitters and dog walkers. We truly are such a beautiful community here, and together we can all learn from each other and grow together. And a lot of us are experiencing very similar things. So why not share our stories with the world? And again, you can shoot me an email at doug@badtothebonepetcare.com, and then I'll send you a scheduling link. We'll get on a Zoom call and we'll make it happen. So, with that, Emily, we'll get right into your story after everyone at home hits that subscribe button. So, you take it from here, Emily.
okay, great. Thank you, Doug. So it was Thanksgiving weekend of 2017. I was cat sitting for a couple, and they lived in a really big home in a nice area. And there were a bunch of different points of entry into this house. And when I got to the house, I realized, like, oh, all the doors are unlocked. So I locked them all, went about my business. Everything was fine. The weekend went well. The cats were great. And so Sunday, the day the owners were coming home, whenever owners are coming home, I always like to just do a quick sweep of the house to make sure like everything looks good and everything is in order for the pet parents to come home. And I was going through the house and I hadn't been in the garage the entire weekend, but there was this little voice inside my head that said, like, you should check the garage. So I went in, and the first thing I noticed that was weird was that the light was on, which I was like, okay, why is the light on? And then I noticed there was like stuff strewn about the floor of the garage, like boxes and clothes and like all this stuff. And I started getting a bad feeling. I was like, okay, this is super weird. Like, I don't know
Oh
why they would leave
no.
their garage like this. And then that's when I noticed the glass on the floor. And someone, whoever broke in, had smashed the owner's car window
Oh
to get
no.
into the car. I know. I know. I was so upset. I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, how did this happen? Like, how did they get in? And that's when I realized there was a door from the outside of the house into the garage that I didn't know was there. So I didn't lock it.
Oh
And that's
no.
how they got in. I know. I was so upset. It was awful. And I called the owners. I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna blame me. Like, this is horrible. And I can't believe I didn't realize that door was there. Like, this is all my fault. The owners are great. They were, I mean, of course they were upset, but they were like, this isn't your fault. We never lock our doors. You know, we lived there 30 years. Nothing has ever happened.
Wow.
And it turns out there was nothing valuable in the car. That was like the most damage that was done. And besides that, the only thing that was stolen was the owner's fishing rods, which I guess are pretty valuable. So luckily, it could have been a lot worse. Like the whoever robbed their house wasn't able to get in because I had locked the door from the like going in from the garage to the house. So
Yeah.
luckily, they weren't able to get into the house. So it could have been a lot worse.
Oh
But
man, this is
yeah,
so scary. One of my biggest fears over the years has been
yeah,
what would happen if somebody broke into a client's home while I
yeah,
was there. And oh man.
yeah.
So tell me more about what happened afterwards. Like what was the conversation like with the client, and did you have to get insurance involved? I mean, how did it go from there?
So from there, so of course, when I first called, they didn't answer the phone. I was like, oh
Of
no.
course.
So I had to leave like the worst voicemail, be like, hey, your house got broken into. I'm so sorry. Luckily they called me back like right after, and they were like, oh my gosh, you know, they were totally understanding, and um they filed a police report. Um, and they were able to get their own insurance involved to get like the car fixed and everything and get like insurance for the fishing rods and stuff. So that was all taken care of. But as far as I know, like the person who did this was never caught. Um, and also it was Thanksgiving weekend, so like a holiday weekend, I think is like prime time for people to break into houses because people are
Yeah.
out of town and stuff. Um, so it all turned out okay, but it was also a huge lesson for me and like always making sure every door is locked, checking all throughout the house to make sure they're, you know, like every door I could see is locked. So, I mean, it was a learning lesson for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Making sure all the doors are locked is so key. I
Yeah.
have a few clients that leave their doors unlocked like that all the time, and
Yeah.
I always tell them immediately, like, okay, you may do that when you're home, but I'm not doing that while I'm here. I'm
Yes.
locking the
Yes.
doors.
Exactly. And the crazy thing is, I still pet sit for the same couple, and every time I go there, their doors are always unlocked. Like, oh my gosh.
That's funny. Do you
Yeah.
think that like whoever broke in, do you think maybe they were watching the house and knew that the people were out of town and were waiting for you to not be there? Or like do you have kind of a theory about what happened?
Yeah, like casing the house. Yeah, I have a feeling that was what was going on. And as far as I know, I don't think any other house in the neighborhood was robbed. I think it was just the house I was staying at. So yeah, I think they were maybe like casing the neighborhood to see, um,
Wow.
you know, who was out of town and whatnot. So
Oh
yeah,
man.
and it obviously had to happen when I was gone because I would have heard like the glass breaking and everything. So they had to be like scoping out when I was there now, which is also really scary.
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple different really good lessons here. I mean, locking the
Yeah.
doors for one for sure, and then like
Uh,
everybody needs to have cameras.
yes, yes. Like even a ring camera or something. They didn't have any of that.
Yeah. I always ask
Yeah.
our clients, like in the meet and greet, like, do you have cameras? And I think clients think that I won't like the cameras when I ask that question.
Right.
But then if they say no, I'm immediately like, well, please get some. Like,
Yeah, for safety. Yeah, exactly.
yeah. I never thought
Yeah.
I would be the type of person to like have cameras at my house, but now I've got one at the front
Yeah.
door and the back door, and it's just the
Yeah, you
world that we
never
live in now.
know. Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah. But then I think another big lesson here is to check all of the rooms regularly when you're pet sitting.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have a
Yeah.
reason to go in the garage, it's still like you
hmm
should check just to make sure there's not a water
Yeah.
leak or make sure nobody's
Yeah.
broken in.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Because there could be some other issue you don't know about. Exactly.
Yeah, I found a turtle in somebody's
Oh my God.
garage one time, and
Really? Wow.
I have no idea how the turtle got in there, and the I found it in there like wanting to get out, and it wasn't a pet
Uh,
turtle or anything, but
oh
it's
my
just
gosh. Just the
you
turtle
never
that wanted its
know.
way in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
never know what's going to happen, and
Yeah.
if you're not checking all those rooms, I mean, you'll just never know.
hmm Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's great that the couple still uses you, though. I think that says a lot.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I was kind of surprised after that. I was like, they're never gonna call me again, but still to this day, so they're a great couple.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Truly shows that like you handled the situation well, and that shows how trustworthy you are.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah,
Thank
bravo.
you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry you had to go through that though. I mean,
Thank
that
you.
truly is such a big fear that I've had for years.
Yeah. 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 It did teach me though, like if I can handle this, I can handle anything.
Yeah. And of course, it was on Thanksgiving weekend. I say all the
Yeah.
time that if poop's going to hit the fan, it's gonna be on a holiday.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story
Thank you,
with us.
Doug. I appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to talk with me. And yeah, it's been awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Tell everybody where they can learn more about you and your business and get in touch with you.
Yeah. So you can find me on my website, snoot2tail.com. That's SNOOT number two TAIL.com or Instagram.com/snoot2tail.
Awesome. Awesome. I'll put your links down in the description
Okay.
below. So if
Awesome.
anybody watching wants to get in touch with you, go to the video description and follow her links.
Great. Thank you so much,
Awesome.
Doug.
Yeah, thank you, Emily. To everybody watching at home, again, remember you can shoot me an email at doug@badtothebonepetcare.com with a few details about your story. And I'd love to share your lessons from pet sitting and dog walking with the world. With that, I'm Doug the Dog Guy. That's Emily. And we're reminding you to stay positive.